Okay, here are the facts for Amanda Dunning, my great-great-great-grandmother. It's True Heart Tucker's young daughter. Next to the youngest, I'll go ahead and put the date of her birth as around 1830. See why I do my interviews in the car. You hear my grandkids in the background there. Anyway, 1830 was when she was born. And then she was married to John A. Dunning in 1846. That would have made her about 16 years old. And like I said, remember at that time, the focus was on keeping the house for women, keeping the house and raising kids. So I can imagine her not really having anything to do. And this was before my great-great-grandmother's birth, Ada Hackworth. And she's right here on the tree. Oh, that's her partner right there for Amanda, but that's Ada, the baby she had. She, before she was born, I put that partner around 1849, about 3 years after the marriage. I guess after, they couldn't have any kids or anything like that. And then the 1850 census. But before that, Ada Hackworth was born. And that census is interesting because on this one...
That was a girl.
That's a girl. Be quiet, girl.
That was a girl.
Oh, let me turn this off. I have to continue. The two kids came in here.
What?
The two grandkids.
What is that?
Okay. So, the birth of Ada Hackworth, born Dunning, and the census of 1850, which came out up here, is very interesting. I don't want that. See the census of 1850 right here. Here's the document. Oh, here they are. See, the top line is True Heart Tucker. He's 62 at this time in 1850, and his wife Judith, who's 62 also, female. Remember I was telling you about this being left blank? They indicated that the person was white. And then Jeremiah is still living at home. Lemieux is still living at home. Both of them males, blank, so they're white. You see Amanda Dunning, even with her married name, is back at the True Heart Tucker and Judith Tucker's house with Amanda, who's 6 months old right here. That's what 6/12 means. She was female, and they have her listed as mulatto. So they might have given her the information that the baby was mulatto, half white, half black. They got her listed as Aggie. I guess they called her Aggie. So that's interesting because she's 6 months old, so she, hadn't been that long since she had her, and she's back at home because back then, a wife's survival or a woman's survival was based on her husband. The men took care of the money making for the family. They worked outside the home, and the women worked inside the home. So with her being without the husband at this time, she had to move back with Daddy. And, I understand that too. I had to do that myself in my divorce. Anyway, let's see if I can go back to the facts.
What? Are you putting it on Daddy's desk? Not yet.
These are some more census too. In 1860 census. Here it is.
Okay, hurry up or Daddy will think that you're not done and
You find
he's not happy. Okay. How about draw on here?
that.
Draw on here. Draw on the new horsey I
Just a
gave you.
minute. Let me find it.
How about you sit? How about you sit
Oh,
on the
you
horsey?
find them
And then you
living
draw.
in John Dunning's house.
That's how
And that's
okay, let me put
John.
it on Daddy's desk.
They have it spelled
Let me put it
something
on
like
Daddy's
Juno. That's why I put it like that. But it's John. Amanda
desk. You're
Dunning.
not the baby. You gotta get out of that.
This time, see, this is why I had the 1832, because on the 1860 census, she's 28.
The baby.
I don't know. So, 1830, 1832, give or take a year, she's still close in age. Still was young when she got married. Then you see Ada, who's 10. And she's living there with them. And then this part is blank. So, the census taker assumed that she was white. So, that's why I say she passed for white. At 10 years old. So that's why I put that slave was probably mulatto, light,
Come on, go to
that made it with Amanda, who went with Amanda to have Ada. Had to be very light.
You want Dolly?
Okay, so let's go back. I'll show you the marriage certificates. Okay, this is a marriage certificate. This one is the first one when they were first married in 1846, June 11, 1846. And this is when she was 16. If she was born in 1830. And the second one, okay, this is 1846, before Ada was born in 1850. They were married. Then, the second marriage, it's right here, January 7, 1852. So when Amanda remarried John Dunning, it was about 6 years later. And at this time, Ada was 2. So that's why in the story I told you this morning that I feel that this was arranged. Because he ended up remarrying her again, and that baby was like his baby too. Okay. Then there's another marriage certificate in here because John A. Dunning, I think, dies in 1863. And she remarries.
Here's the McDonald's. Let's go.
And this time, Alexander Thomas Webb. And that was January 1867. So a couple of years after John died, she remarries. And now with this guy, she had 4 kids. So that is why I say that she couldn't have kids with John because he was sterile. Because they never, ever, ever had kids. And he's, of course, not on this next census in 1870 because he dies in 1863. And that's John Dunning who dies. So, with this one, the 1870 census is interesting also. There's a little window here. You can see where Grandpa Rich comes into the picture, and he is 21, male. They have him down as black, and they have Ada down as black. But from what, on another census, he's mulatto, so he probably was very fair also. They also have a little baby now. He was 5 months old. They got him listed as an infant. And I believe his name is Thaddeus. We'll see on the next census. But now the half white and half black mulatto baby who started it all in True Heart Tucker's family, the result of her mother's union with a slave, is now married. And then these people are living in their household. I don't know if that's his mom, because I haven't had a chance to do a lot of research on other people, but that's an older female that's living in their household. She made domestic, so she helps in the house. And then I don't know who this little 9-year-old is, but he must be with her. He's a Hackworth also. So I haven't had a chance to dig into that. But this is Ada's baby right here. And then, oh, no. I wanted to show you something on here too. To let you, 1870. Okay, here's the Hackworth, right here. And then further down, and this is like by houses. They go to buy one house. You can see that a bunch of the Hackworths lived in the same street. These are all head of households right here. These numbers that they put here, and then anything that follows after them are the people who live in their households. So all these people had their own house, these young Hackworths. Then John, who was more than likely, like I said, I haven't done too much on his tree, on the Grandpa Hackworth tree, but he's 64 and she's 62, and this one is probably their daughter who lives with them. So you can see how they all kind of live together in the same neighborhood. And then, I think this is the one. Let me see. Oh no, I don't want to make it bigger, but on this one also, I got another surprise. There's Webb. And Thomas, her mother Amanda, and Leland. This a little baby. They got him down as one. And on the next census, Leland is not there, and because he died early. But that's their baby that they had. And you can see that they lived right down the street from them. So she was able to raise her baby. And then also,
Where the girls?
they're back there in the room. And they were able to live together, and Amanda with her grandkids that Ada was gonna be having. She have one right now. So they were pretty good. They were a family. And see, okay, and this census, they have them down. They write W for white. And here's some more Dunnings. So they're really tight, kind of like. You see why I had to do my interviews in the car?
Sorry. Yes, you should.
Yeah, no, but this is the stuff I got to show. Documentation. Okay. So that was very interesting. So, like I say, Ada was able to live and grow up with her mother, and also live and be a part of an extended family after she married Grandpa Rich. So in 1880, let's see, here's the 1880 census. And now Ada, my great-great-grandmother, my father's great-grandmother, and from the Tucker line. Now you can see how the black people came out of the Reverend Trueheart Tucker's family. Ada married a black man, which was probably mulatto, because on this census they got them both listed as mulatto, so they were very light and fair still. And let me see. You can see at the top of this one, Alexander Webb, Amanda, and now she have Mullion, who's 7. At first this was kind of confusing because I thought that was the census taker messed up Leland's name, but found out, or now you can tell that this baby was 7, so he wasn't even born on the last census, and the other one died. And I also have that in another relative book that he wrote and did his family tree on, real extensive. It's my father's 4th cousin, and he is also a reverend. This is today. His name is Reverend William Hugh Tucker. He's white, and he's also a PhD. So Reverend William H. Tucker, PhD. He did a book, and then he also has some very good history on it, and he states in his book that the first baby, Leland, died at 1, and then Mullion was born. And then after this, I think they had 2 more. So she had 4 babies with this guy. Amanda did. Okay, you can see they have, well, now this is blank, so, oh no, they got the color on this side now. Okay, they changed it. White, W for white, that's what they have on theirs. Black, and that's why I say B for black, and then M for mulatto. That's why I say mulatto was considered a race. And what's that other thing right here? I didn't even see this. I don't even know what that is. I don't know. No. Chinese. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. So they must have had a lot of Chinese in the country at that time. So they're white. And you can see that Amanda's older than Webb, her husband. So she must have swept him off his feet. And he stayed with her too. Okay, so here we go. There's some Tuckers. By the way, my father's 4th cousin, the Reverend William H. Tucker, his family line starts from Trueheart Tucker, and he is from the oldest one, which was Richard Henry Tucker. That's his family line. And like I say, all the rest of them were white. Okay, so let me find the Hackworth. See if they're on here. And it should. Oh, not the Hackworth. Yeah, the Hackworth. That's what we're looking for right now. Or Dunning. I'm looking for Dunning. Now look at this right here. Was this really someone's name? Niggers. Or someone was just trying to be funny. What am I looking for now? No, Hackworth. That's right. Not Dunning. Dunning is Amanda. Sorry. Let's see here. Anyway, those are Dunnings. I don't know who they are, but they must be related some kind of way to maybe John Dunning. But I gotta look at John Dunning too, because I don't know if he had brothers or sisters.
I only got 3 shoes.
So this one. Okay, well, I guess this one is only for Amanda. I have to look at Ada's profile for the same census. So maybe they moved. They weren't in the same neighborhood anymore. But they did have white and mulatto, all close in range, next door, and black. All right, so I don't want to make this too long. Let's see what else is here. Okay,
Can you crack one? What's that? What's way for your mom to crack it?
1860, we went over that. Okay, well, that's probably it for right now. If I get some more facts to show you, at least the documentation, so you can have a good idea of Amanda Dunning, that kind of wraps it up for Amanda Dunning, the daughter of Trueheart Tucker, my great-great-great-grandmother. And next we'll be doing Ada. That's it. Thanks.